So, in a lot of people's eyes, the number one player the Fever should target is Janelle Salaun. She is a player who is absolutely superb. She is a wing guard, 3-4 hybrid who's played the 5 at times, who's pretty flawless as a player, to be honest. I think she genuinely, there's no real weaknesses to her game, who's been one of the best players in EuroLeague this year. And it's looking more and more likely that, she's going to go to the W, which I think is huge, which I think is absolutely, absolutely huge. Because if you guys did not see, Janelle Salaun was in Washington, D.C. She was in D.C. with Dominique Malonga. She flew over, obviously with her French teammate, and obviously it's during a bit of a Christmas break in the season, but she went over to America as well. Yeah, I get it, she went to the game to see her brother. I know that. Like, she was there to see her brother, but she's there courtside at the game. She's there with Malonga. She's spending Christmas in America, not in France. She's spending Christmas in America, going over to see her brother. I think she's coming over. And the biggest reason for that is she left the French league. If you play in the French league, you can't come over because of prioritization rules. But she's playing in Italy this year, which means the season's done by the time, the EuroLeague season's done, but the Italian season's done by the time the WNBA season starts, so she can come over. She is born the 5th of September 2001. She is a couple of weeks older than Paige Beckers. If she was in the 2025 WNBA draft and she went to college and she did her super senior year and was, again, the same age as Paige, the draft would literally go Paige Beckers, at this point in time, Janelle Salaun. I think you can argue Janelle Salaun is a better basketball player right now than Paige Beckers. You might be saying, oh, but like Janelle Salaun's averaging 15.4 points, 5.9 rebounds, 2.3 assists. Yeah, she's doing it in EuroLeague. She is putting up 15, 6, and 2. She is the 11th highest scorer in all of EuroLeague. Like, that's a league with MMA Simone. That's a league with like the likes of Natasha Howard. She is the 11th leading scorer in all of EuroLeague. And if you guys have not watched how Janelle Salaun plays, like, she does everything. She does everything. Like, she can shoot the 3 ball. She handles. She's a pest on defense. She guards 3s. She guards 4s. She guards 5s. Has an elite motor. Jump shots looks a bit iffy, but it goes in. Like, she is a prototypical modern stretch 4 and big 3 that the Fever need. And she would immediately come in to start, whether that be at the small ball 4 if they want to run that style, or in for Lexi Hull. She can create her own shot off the dribble. She can score from mid. She can score from 3. And she is a workhorse as well. Like, I remember watching her playing for the French national team against Ireland, and I was like, she was their best player, and they just looked like she was on a different class. Like, she just looks like she's on a different level right here. And again, she's playing against teams in EuroLeague, which is a much higher standard than NCAA D1. And, like, it's the truth. It is the truth. Janelle Salaun is one of the best players not in the W. Is not even one of the best. She's probably the second best after, what's her name? MMA Simone. And she's the same age as Paige. Like, and if you can sign her on a rookie type deal, because actually, you know what? She was undrafted. She went undrafted, so you can't even sign her to a rookie deal. And if you were Janelle Salaun, you're like, okay, yeah, I'm signing a 1-year free agent deal. Just get me for the minimum for 1 year, and then let's see what happens, and I'm going to sign whatever the hell I want in the year of 2026. And if you're her, maybe she wants to go to wherever Malonga is going to be drafted, but like, I mean, if you're the Washington Mystics, you've got Emily Angsler there. You've got all these other players there. If you're the Indiana Fever, she's a starter. Like, I look, I'm going to make this statement might sound crazy. I don't know if I would rather have Salaun or Satu there. If Satu means giving up a 2025 8th pick, I'd rather have Salaun. I would rather have Salaun at the 4, Hull at the 3, and then maybe you can turn the Alyssa Smith into somebody. Maybe you can go to a tanking team. You can go to the Mystics and just say, you know what? look, let's try to, we'll take on a bit more salary because we can. Give us Ariel Atkins. We'll give you Nalissa Smith in a second. We know you're tanking. Ariel Atkins doesn't help that. Give us Smith in a second. We'll give you Smith in a second. Give us Ariel Atkins. And suddenly, you're looking at Atkins, who's a much better version of Lexi Hull. You've got Mitchell, Clark, Atkins, Salaun, Aaliyah Boston. That is a championship level starting five because you've got 4 players with elite motors. You've got Aaliyah Boston, who's so smart. You don't have the size, but like you've got, we've seen it with what you call it, with the Lynx. It's activity that means more than anything. Heck, we've even seen it at times with the Sun. Yeah, Dawana Bonner's length can kind of disrupt Caitlin Clark, but we saw where it's like activity more than anything. Like Alyssa Thomas isn't huge, but she's just strong and active. And I think that adding Janelle Salaun to that team turns it into a championship team. And the fact that she's in America right now, like that is, if the Fever can just get one of these players, there's no way that Malonga's going to be there at 8. I think Malonga isn't going to be there at 3. Like there's a possibility. Well, not she's not going to be. She's going to be there at 3. There is a possibility she's not dropping past 4. Mystics have 2 picks. They don't need Kiki Riafen. They can take a flyer. They're tanking. Dominique Malonga is almost certainly going to go number 4. If not 1. I think she's not going to drop below 4 unless there's some like Dominique Malonga Wemby type hype, because she is almost pretty much the female Wemby. And if that type of like social media hype comes in and there's all this hype with everything, I saw her work out with Washington that looked crazy. And if she ends up working out with Dallas and has a crazy workout, like there could be a Darko type, her somehow getting into the number 1 conversations. But I do think she goes 4. But Janelle Salaun is the top player. I think she is, if you are looking to win a championship for the Fever, you have to go get her. You have to. Like I said, she has to be the number 1 priority for the Fever. And because Satu that much, Satu's barely played in her entire WNBA career. You are getting a player that I don't think is that much worse than Satu now at 23. And what, do I think in 3 years' time she's going to be better than Satu? I think for this team, maybe, because she's not the offensive player Satu is, but she runs harder, she plays harder, and she's healthy. So anyway, yeah, that is pretty much it, lads. That is the video. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below, and the fact that she was spotted in America is a really good sign for fans of any team that realistically want to get her. And wherever she goes, you're basically like getting a top 3 draft pick for a minimum contract. So yeah, hopefully it's Indiana.